China has accused the US of making groundless accusations about developing threats by Beijing, particularly in its aggressive stance toward Taiwan. China objected to U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's comments that called on allies in the Indo-Pacific region to spend more on defense after warning of China's real and potentially imminent threat. Earlier, Mr. Hegseth warned at the Shangri-La Dialogue in Singapore that China's army is rehearsing for the real deal, to invade Taiwan. Hu Gangfeng, vice president of China's National Defense University, said the accusations were nothing more than attempts to provoke trouble, incite division and stir up confrontation to destabilize the Asia-Pacific region. Some of the claims are completely fabricated, some distort facts, and some are cases of a thief crying "Stop, thief," he said. He did not offer specific objections. China views Taiwan as its own territory and has vowed to reunify with the democratic and separately governed island, by force if necessary. Taiwan's government rejects Beijing's sovereignty claims, saying only the island's people can decide their future. China has stepped up military and political pressure to assert those claims, including increasing the intensity of war games around Taiwan. Australia calls out the lack of transparency from China. When asked about Australia's defence spending, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese confirmed it would increase its investment. "We'll determine our defense policy, and we've just invested across the forwards an additional $10 billion on defense," he told the ABC. "What we'll do is continue to provide for investing in our capability, but also our relationships in the region." Defense Minister Richard Marles pointed out that while Australia was making its investments public, China was yet to explain the rationale behind its largest conventional military buildup since World War II. "It is not just the size of China's military buildup, it is the fact that it is happening without strategic reassurance and without a clear strategic intent," he told the ABC, at the Shangri-La Dialogue. "We want to see strategic transparency and strategic reassurance be provided by China and an understanding of why it is needed to have such an extraordinary military buildup. Australia and allies step up spending. Australia is currently on track to reach defense spending levels of 2.33% of GDP by 2033-34, up from its current level of 2.02%. But the Trump administration has pressured Australia's government to lift its spending to at least 3% of GDP. Meanwhile, Mr. Marles said on Sunday that nuclear-powered submarines being delivered under AUKUS were on track. AUKUS is a trilateral security agreement between Australia, the US and the UK. The deal will see Australia end up with a total of 8 new nuclear-powered submarines. "We are optimistic about how it is progressing," he said, adding that Australians working on the submarines were acquiring new skills. Mr. Hegseth also called on allies in the Indo-Pacific region to up spending, pointing to tensions in the South China Sea where China and the Philippines contest sovereignty over some islands. As part of Washington's long-standing defense ties with the Philippines, the U.S. military this year deployed Typhoon launchers that can fire missiles to hit targets in both China and Russia from the Philippines.